Let's see if we can't do something about my boredom.
Alright, here we are once again in the undersea map. You have to cross the undersea map. Actually, we do have to go a ways. I was so busy trying to get a good little intro scroll that we need to get to the sunken island of Guido the Sage. I hope he's alright. I hope he had like a lifeboat or some water wings or something, a boogie board. Maybe. Or maybe he's just naturally buoyant. That comes with being a sage. I guess you can take this thing underneath the big bridge. You know, I've never thought about it. The big bridge, what connects the continents. Let's take a look. That's something I've never actually done, son. A Final Fantasy V world first. Son, Jeff Keighley is going to get me there in the Game Awards to be like, and now for a world first. This guy driving a submarine under a big bridge. Brought to you by Doritos and Heat-Tap. Just like the Cell games. Okay, where's that big bridge? Okay, there it is right there. So yeah, we can't go across it. So what happens if we move up one space and try to rise up? Wow, they actually took that into account. So Sakaguchi thinks like, you think you're so clever. Although the submarine turns to the left. Look, somebody, my God, update the wiki. I guarantee that speedrun tech. Wait for Summon and Salt to do his history of Final Fantasy V world record speedruns. You're like, I'm sure that'll come out before TMVA Final Fantasy VI. I don't know if I like that snippy tiny ears. Tsundere viewer coon. Okay, here's where the island was, and luckily the cave, even though it's sunk, it's right there. All right, before we go downstairs and go to bed, there is a blue magic spell we want to learn here. So let's give everybody learning. Everybody learn. And we want air knives. Because there's a guy in here that's weak to air. He's weak to putting on airs, son. Squidward would know. Not Squidward, Patrick. He's the one that talked about putting on airs. I became a fake SpongeBob fan for a second there. Okay. Ninjas learn all the time. They learn how to throw things and how to know things. Like, isn't that all learning, Uncle Tenfey? Yeah, well, shut up. I told you. Gonna leave you crowd red mages? Yeah. Yeah, because the enemies in here aren't that tough. It's more a matter of getting them skills. Preferably to pay the bills if at all possible. Here, you can have a thunder staff. Because I feel bad for you. Old thunder staff Lena, we used to call her. Like, why do you feel bad for her? Because I equipped her with a terrible piece of gear. No, the Thunder Staff's good if you cast the Thunder spells. But the Flame Staff, you can't blame Staff. Because it's real good. That's the joke here. You can have an Angel Arm. Actually, you could both have Angel Armlets. Because there is an enemy in here that uses Zombie Breath. And not only is that an amazing insult to call somebody, especially if they actually have bad breath. You're like, oh, bad breath. Is that a blue magic you're going to get? No. Ain't no Marlboros in Final Fantasy V. And everyone fell asleep in submarine office chairs and woke up refreshed somehow. All right, Guido's Cave. Interesting. A lot of caves in Final Fantasy V. Hey, ain't you crowd pleasant? Here, why don't you hold this flame scroll for me? Dead. You notice not everybody's throwing your hands up in the air like you just don't care is perfectly in sync. Galef, I like to think, goes last because every time he does it, it hurts some brittle part of his bones. He's got to be like 41, son. Ancient. Ancient. Okay, this room right here. If I were to open... So you open and close these chests in a certain way, and it makes doors move around. You take this big stone and place it inside of them. I like to think this is preparing you for Cyan's dream in Final Fantasy VI when you're on the dream train. You're like, I wish I knew if he was making that up, but I ain't never played Final Fantasy VI. Really? That's kind of sad. You're missing out. It's a good game. It came out in the 1990s, so it's a good game. I was 10 years old when Final Fantasy VI came out. That's how you know it's really good. Because 10-year-old me had immaculate taste, son. Watching SWAT Cats, playing Final Fantasy VI, those are the good times. Okay, he turns into different enemies. No, Shiva's not one of the ones I want you to turn into, just so you know, buddy. Just so you know. Everybody defend, because the diamond dust is coming. That ain't diamond dust! Revert. So, in each encounter, there's 3 different enemies he can turn into. And we want him to turn into a magical fan. So we're all going to stand here poised. No, that's a cat with wings. I've seen this before. Cat Scratch Fever. Once again, the Final Fantasy VI references can't stop. 10-year-old me had no idea how busted Gao is as a party member in Final Fantasy VI, by the way. I didn't know nothing about no Cat Scratch Fever, despite the fact that I was watching SWAT Cats. Okay, I don't know if you're going to turn into what I want you to turn into, so I'm just going to obliterate you with my powerful abilities. Remember, we gave this boy the flame rod, so his Fyra against Shiva should be quite good. Oh, she hates it. Go ahead. Turn back into the old man. Old man Cranston. He's weak to wind. That's why we have these air daggers. Yeah, I'd say it does a little bit of damage. Dead. Lucky Seven's Gil Fever. He has a chance to drop a Staff of Light. Too bad he doesn't drop the Sword of Light. We could be the Warrior from Star Ocean 2, the second story. Another game that came out in the 1990s and is also fantastic. Although SWAT Cats is off the air by then, unfortunately. Ted Turner, you son of a bitch. Alright, let's weaken him up. Come on, buddy. You know you want to turn into a magic fan. My #1 magic fan. That's a frog. We've all heard of frogs before. You're not special. I do love the frogs, right? Don't make us become as frogs. That's awful. Let's see. Do you know Asuna? No, that ain't red magic level 3. I guess I had to use one of my precious, precious items. My precious maiden's kisses. I do like that the frog has a defensive pose. That's good. Alright, I'm gonna give you another chance, buddy. Before I come slatting air dagger justice. Oh, God. Dead. He doesn't drop gil or experience if you kill him when he's metamorphed. Well, this is a dead end. Why the hell do I want to be in here? Alright, another chance for you to not disappoint us. He's got a lot of HP when you think about it in his metamorph old man form. He's like, don't make me throw this ball at you, idiots. Actually, I like to think that staff is a lacrosse stick, so he could slap that thing out. Stop turning into Shiva. Nobody's impressed. Okay. You're like, I'd be impressed if an old man turned into Shiva. I'm just saying. Yeah, well, you're not exactly a tastemaker there, are you? Damn. You're like, man, Tenfey fight too much. Just because he can't learn a blue magic spell that he wants. He gets real testy. Okay, this is your chance, buddy. Now's your chance to be a big fan. Be a big fan. That's Shiva! I'm gonna hit you with my Thunder Staff. I'm gonna hit you with my Virus. I like how we haven't gotten a different grouping. I assume Shiva, the cat with wings, and the frog is just like one setting he can get. Set it and forget it. Maybe when we go downstairs, maybe him downstairs. It's the secret they don't want you to know about. What's all this secret in the wall? Double secret. Well, ain't you crowd pleasant? Where's that old man? I need to yell at him some more. Old man Jenkins. He's like, I sure do love the Light Warriors. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? All right. Now, I expect you to be a mature adult and turn into a magical fan. Oh my God. Becky, look at that Cake Sith. He is so not the enemy we wanted. I need to wait for him to turn back into the old man so I have a chance to get a Staff of Light to drop. Just, you know, for completion's sake. I do like also that the redness of Galef and Lena's Red Mage outfits is slightly different. Oh boy! Whirligig fan. He's going to cast Aroga, the level 3 wind magic, son. Now we've got the full set on our blue magics. Thanks, buddy. He's like, you're welcome, as he goes into hell. He's in hell right now being like, what a nice group of Light Warriors. I told you I do low love them. Okay, we can make you all good again now. So here's your blue magic back. Grandma. Sorry, I got a little strong bad email in my mind. The coach put you in, you gotta go for the win. Y2K turned out alright. The Candy product, one of the best strong bad emails with one of the catchiest songs. What's your favorite catchy strong bad email song, son? Leave it in the comments. I need to get back to the honest, old-fashioned trolling for comments. That's a classic Tenfey bit. Let's see. We'll give you Thunder. Give you Gaia gear so you can summon the Titan. And an Angel Ring. Oh, look, honey. A little Angel Ring. And this boy right here can keep the Flame Rod. And the Luminous Robe. Alright, cool. One less thing to worry about. I don't think there are any other secrets in the walls. Mike Staclasa informed me. Oh, hey. And you back attacked us. How pleasant. Guess what? We can use your own power against you. Big damage. You know what I like to follow up big damage with? Additional big damage. Son, the ninjas in the party topping the damage meters. I assume Final Fantasy XIV is the same way. In Final Fantasy XI, the ninjas were tanks, even though they weren't supposed to be. Even though Square Enix hated it. It was very expensive, though. Only Mr. Dink could tank as a ninja in Final Fantasy XI. You need them little powders for your Utsusimi. Itchies and knees, of course. You're like, itchy knees? What does that got to do with being a ninja? Do they need some cortisone cream? Salve? What do you put on itchy ninja knees? Salve? Salve? And now that you have black magic, you can cast the big Firaga. Dead. And everybody had a good time. The old man's like, I didn't. How come nobody asked old man Jenkins? Because you're an old piece of shit no one likes. It's like, oh, well, you know, nice. Of course. Even I can't disagree with that logic. Preemptive strike. Maybe we'll let the Titan kill him. It's got to be a nice change of pace to have a big, giant, angry man fall from the sky and shake the ground in rage. 1920. I was 50 years old. Okay. Now we get to jump in the water. Hey, a turtle. Hell yeah. Turtle Man's like live action. We need Neil here with the sack to do Tornado, son. Twist her up. How many of y'all even know what Call of the Wild Man is and the Turtle Man? I can't expect it to be too many of you. It's a cool turtle. Like how the first thing Bart does when he sees a big turtle is run up and start harassing it. He'd make a good member of the Foot Clan. Apparently poking turtles is fun. Sweet Christmas. A talking turtle. By the briny beard of Neptune. It turns out Guido the Sage is a turtle. It makes sense. They live fucking ever. Tarnation, Galef had to say. He's like, I'm not telling you anything now. You want to know how to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? You can suck a dick. 3 licks to get to the center of that dick you can suck. Because I ain't telling you nothing. Son, we should have brought him a pizza to make up for it. X-Death. Okay, the Great Forest of Moor. Moor's that town that we had to take the submarine to get to, where we bought good magic. There was a big forest there, but if we'd have tried to enter it, we couldn't, because it's one of those big forests that can just tell you you're not cool enough to get in. It's got like a bouncer who looks at how you're dressed and is like, forest is full. Also, it's where X-Death was born. So apparently, to get rid of evil curses, people back then just started putting them into one tree. And when the tree got filled with too many hateful curses, it became X-Death. It's like reverse Captain Planet. Well, fine. Bart's is just trying to get in there, son. The crystal sealed the warlock. Yeah, we know about that. Unfortunately, we had an old man that was trying to overclock that shit, son. He wanted to multi-box World of Warcraft so he could run his own spell cleave parties and blew the crystals up. Son, Guido's pointing out how the trope in Japanese anime and JRPGs where the character's like, it's all my fault. See, Full Metal Alchemist, if you ever want to see characters try to take all the blame on themselves. It's kind of narcissistic when you think about it. There's a lot of factors that goes into fuck it up. Doesn't change the fact that everything is old man Sid's fault, but that's a different story. When you're putting the blame on somebody else, it's not the same. The Forest of Moor, as opposed to the Forest Less. I don't appreciate how asymmetrical your little island is in here, by the way, or peninsula. Zizat's Revenge. Oh yeah, Galef's friend that blew up. I almost forgot about it. Hell yeah. We're gonna go to the trees and the crystals and then kick X-Death right in the tank. It's his one weakness. Being an evil tree spirit. Obviously getting kicked in the tank is his one weakness. Wow, it's a stick. Not since finding a Deku stick at the beginning of Ocarina of Time has somebody been so excited to have gotten a stick. Oh, I guess we can go in the woods if we get to the Guardian Forest and the trees won't let us in, we can just hit them with this stick and they'll be like, oh, stop it, oh, and then let us in. The end. Okay, that was fun. Could you live in a less annoying place? Just asking for a friend. You know what? I ain't gonna walk out of here. These are some worries that I think could stand to be warped away. Caleb, what do you think about time magic? He's like, I think it's a certified time, I declare. We've been mommicked in this cave. Warp these worries away. And now we've warped out to the submarine. Sorry, I'm getting hydrated. Being underwater made me thirsty. This aquatic traversing is making me thirsty. Okay, can we go to the left? Can we sneak past these continents, the continental shelves? We need Danny Sexbang from the Dragon Slayer song to come bench this entire continental shelf, son. Yeah, we can. I meant to go through the middle, but we can go around the top. About the same way. Give or take. Nautical miles and such, they're different. Knots. The North Stars are all advanced nautical terminology, son. I hate to speak over y'all's head. Okay. Let's gird our loins for going into the forest. Now, there's an enemy skill we want to learn in here as well. So let's go ahead and turn you all back into learning ninjas. Learning the ninja. Just hit optimum. Yeah, you can have 2 twin lances. The bone mail, though, might be a bit much. You'll be our power ninja. As for you two, for right this second, we'll make you a summoner with learning. Like Vernon. You'll probably summon... No, you'll probably summon Ifrit and Titan. So let's gear you up for that. And you, my friend... Do we just make you a summoner as well? I think probably just leave him a red mage. Just give him the learning ability. Why not? He ain't hurting nobody. He could be our healer. One of them healing learners. There. Everybody's quite girded. Pop back into town. Was there anything we wanted to buy that we couldn't? I think we got some diamond gear. Diamond gear. Colonel. My anniversary's coming up. Your anniversary with who, Snake? Otacon? I like how even he says that as a question. He didn't think about it beforehand. I don't think Otacon cares about diamonds. You just need to get him some weeb shit. There ain't nothing in this town I fucking care about. It just now dawned on me. Let's go to bed. Once again, 70 gil, my god. It's nice to sleep in a bed again after sleeping in office chairs. Submarine office chairs. Okay. The Great Forest. Oh no, not a battle right before the Great Forest. Not these fucking things. What do y'all think about flame scrolls? Are you crowd coming through like a tear in space-time? Have some water. Yeah, that's what I thought. I reckon we should order save our game. Stagger that save. Okay, cool. As soon as we learn the enemy skill we want, we can go back to having better job classes. I've got the magic stick. Look at that. It slightly moves some shrubs out of the way. It's the only way we can enter. Alright, let's wander about looking for treasure chests and combat. Hey, you're just what I was looking for. Those little fellers in the back are the ones that can potentially use the enemy skill we want. So that's good. If we wait long enough, hopefully they'll do just that. I don't want to accidentally kill them, so that's why I haven't been using AoE. I guess I could melee these. There it is. Lilliputian lyric is basically the equivalent of pawn chorus or whatever. Cool. That means I should be able to just summon a Titan now. Dead. Oh yeah, the Gala jellies absorb every element but wind. And you can also cut them to death with windy daggers. Neat. Another enemy skill I'll probably never use. My favorite. We can use one of these mallets. I mean, it might be the first time I've used one. It's not a very common status effect. All right, everybody can go back to what they were doing. Which means you all can have your blue magics back. It'd be blue tragic if they didn't have that blue magic. Even better dodge chance, because why not? Because why not? Alright, and you get Black Magico. Kuro magic, I believe it might be known in Nihongonese. Maho no Kuro. You're like, my god. Uncle Tenfey has become completely fluent in Nihongonese. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't remember where all the treasures are in here, so hopefully I find most of them. Let's throw a fire scroll. Sha. There you go. Ether. Well, we know what that was, because it was either that or either it weren't. Alright, the neat thing about those things is they're so weak to wind, you can cast level 1 arrow and kill them. Graveyard dead. And then you can mop the other little fellers up with whatever you want. Mini-Mancers. Manny-Mo, the Mini-Mancer. We also would have accepted Mini-Me, the Mini-Mancer, but hard to say. I have no fucking idea where I am or what I'm doing. Luckily, it doesn't matter, because we're quite powerful and efficient. Let's see if we go... Oh, no, we have to interact with that hole in that tree. The tree hole, they call it. Let me throw a different one for fun. And profit. Literally, because we'll get monies. How's everyone's job levels coming along? Not too shabby. We'll get there. We'll get there. You start getting crazy amounts of ability points towards the end of the game. Another fan thing you can do is, I believe those trees are susceptible to level 5 death. You tried to suck MP out of me. Little bastard. Oh, think you're tough? I don't even need to cast Firaga, but I'm going to. Just to prove a point. Just slightly more damage. Bartz and Ferris leveling. I don't even pay attention to my actual levels. I think we've learned all the leveled blue magic. Yeah. I think these are the only ones that use a level multiplier, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Unless there's an enemy that, like, does level 5 death. We don't want the whole party to be level 5'd. Real, Silent Hill, squishy ground vibe underneath the trees. At least that's how I see it. Alright, where have you hit all the good items you don't want me to have, huh? Sakaguchi-san? Sakaguchi-san? Let's just throw a flame scheme at this crowd. Boosh. Uh-huh. See, 4,900 Gale, how would I have lived without it? No, the imps. These things are awful. Let's just go aboard them vis-a-vis neck bones. Vis-a-vis neck bones. Oh no, how can you miss during vis-a-vis neck bones? It's so embarrassing. This enemy type has appeared in like all these games since Final Fantasy 2. And you remember in Final Fantasy 2, they were awful. They were in that tower that we went up with Ricard, where we got the Ultima Scroll that was super useful. Remember Minwu had to kill himself to get us the Ultima Scroll and how it was super useful? Boosh. Man, it took 2 steps, 1/2 of 4 steps. That was all I could take. They dropped the wizard hat. It's not as good as my tiara, I don't believe, but yeah, it has 1 more point of defense, but you lose out on the good stuff. Alright, I'm thinking we throw a flame skein, scroll, and then we cast a little bit of arrow 1 and put her to bed. Lynn and Gallup never get a turn these days. Gallup's like, I ain't complaining. I saw Attica acting up. I ain't even feel like casting no magic. Okay. I know y'all have hit some good... I was about to say, I do y'all hit some good items in here. This fucking crowd. I actually meant to target the other one, but I hit left instead of down. And obviously that was a huge mistake. I think we could just blow you up with a Fire Raga. After Lena gets slapped, of course. Dead. They just keep so much money in this woods. No wonder they didn't want nobody to come in here. I somehow missed clicking on that. Alright, cool. We can do this by the book. Well, we could have done this by the book. If you crowd could hit. Dead. It still went pretty by the book now that I've had a moment to calm myself down. I see that box over there with a cottage in it. The rarest and most valuable item. Alright, what's the best way to deal with you, crowd? Throw a water scroll. Block your sap spell. You cast a big old hardy Aeroga. I think that's the sound a character makes in an old cartoon when they see a hot lady. Goliath tonics. If only I cared about drinking. That looks like a save point, a concentrated circle. Battles in these old Final Fantasy games really are like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle game. Let's go to bed in the woods. So what is the cottage item actually supposed to represent? Is it like you summon a door to a magical house that everyone sleeps in? I'm pretty sure there's spells like that in the Dungeons and Dragons and such. I imagine they're quite cozy. Oh hey, a different enemy. The worm. Don't tell Booker from US Acres. He hates the worm. Unfortunately, Type can't hit flying enemies. So that's why we skipped Lena's turn. I didn't feel like summoning the Ifrit or something because I knew it wouldn't do that much damage. We gave her summoning magic as a joke, intentionally. Okay. Flame scroll. Into Aroga. Fantastic. The Morning Star, that's another flail that you can use from the back row, and white mages can equip if for some reason you want your white mages to equip a flail. As some sort of game. If you're doing a single class challenge. People do single class challenges of this game, but without like a ROM hack. You have to play through until you unlock that job class if it's not one of the ones at like the Wind Temple. So, something to keep in mind. Needles? We probably don't need to do any of this, Caleb. We probably just one-shot the damn thing. Yeah, I'd say. Of course, the needles. There's like I softened him up with them acupuncture needles. Staff must have just got done watching The Dark Knight and hearing Michael Caine's speech and realized he could just burn the woods down. He could just burn the woods down. What a nice Aegis shield. Oh me, oh my. Maybe we should run around panicking. Why can't we cast Aqua Breath? Son, we don't know yet that it doesn't do anything. We ain't seen Strago try to put out a house fire yet. You're like so many Final Fantasy VI spoilers. A Moogle! Whenever there's trouble, you can call him on the double. That's the Moogle. Kupo indeed. Well, you ain't got to show off. Down the Moogle hole. Hide out till the flames die. He's like Kupo. That's his way of saying, don't go up there. You'll be killed. You'll be killed. Okay, let's prepare our loins for the next boss fight as we wait. I say, as a fun gimmick, let's make everyone a freelancer. We'll give you blue magic and mixing. We can equip you later. We'll give you summon magic and mixing. We'll give you... What will we give you? Black magic and mixing, maybe? I say. I say. And we'll give you... Dancing and mixing? Flirting and mixing? How about gill toss and mixing? Alright, let's see. Who gets what? I'll give you the blood sword. That'll be a neat trick. And a diamond shield. Maybe even a pair of Genji gloves? Nah, an angel ring. Alright, you've got summon. So let's give you... Thunder Rod. Another diamond shield. A tiara. Some luminous robes and an angel ring. Our boy here, give him his beloved flame rod for casting his beloved fire rod. Not the thunder rod, my god. Ruin everything right at the last second. And an Aegis. We'll give him the Aegis shield. Since he's got seniority. And the ribbon. Give him the bone mail? That would be a neat trick. I think the luminous robe will work on our boy. But we'll give him the Genji glove so he can be extra cool. Javelin. There we go. What a nice party setup. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kupo. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. Do you know Kupek? Or Ku Mama? Any of those Smoogles? Do you know Mog? Mog? Maduin? Do you know Aika from Final Fantasy IX? She's real popular with the Moogles. Okay, we can finally go upstairs. Everything burned down. Can't be. So that chest has the Aegis shield in it, but if you let it burn, you get a flame shield instead. But the Aegis shield is rarer and better, so I recommend grabbing that first. But that's just me. Oh, there are actually enemies out here. These damn things. These damn things. They're having an era. It's so odd to see our characters in their freelancer outfits. Which means they're missing out on the ability points, but there's a reason, don't worry. Ash. So that's a weird item that you can throw at enemies, and it does a slight amount of damage, but it doesn't really do anything. For as rare as it is in this game, it doesn't really do anything. Apparently in the later versions of this game, they have like advanced jobs and some more mixes that can use stuff like that. The Flame Tongue sword. Like a firebrand sword. I've seen this before. Well, you back attacked us, so presumably you had some sort of plan. Oh, just slapping Lena? I mean, you could have done that normally. You could have done that normally. Here, have some money. You'll toss does just a little bit of damage. But it costs money. Honey. Seems our magic stick's getting another use. What an advanced animation. At least they made us a nice straightforward path to go down. Make sure everybody's at full HP. 68 potions. Damn, that's offensive. Alright, let's go in here and get the other world crystals and nothing bad will happen, son. X-Def's taint is on short notice. Don't feel like wasting any more money. Why don't you blow them up with a Fire Raka spell? The crystals. Well, it's convenient they're all in one spot. So this fight is normally pretty tough. Each of the crystals has like an element that they like absorb and one that they're weak to, and they do all kinds of damage and such. And you normally need to strategize and attack them a certain way. But you can also mix Phoenix Downs and Dark Matters and basically one-shot them. So that's what we're gonna do. That's why everybody gets to mix of their own death potion. Multabana. Morte Tabana. the hell? Oh, she has built-in counterattack because you mastered Monk. I forgot. All right, well, that was easy. Nothing to it. And as always, nothing bad happened. Let's just enjoy our little dance together for no particular reason. The good times. And another Ash. How convenient. I love, like, XF didn't like teleport in or anything. He just walked in from the left side of the screen. I'm sorry to undermine this dramatic moment, but there's just something so amusing about that. Oh, also, as always in a Final Fantasy game, we're always one step behind the enemy and we're always secretly doing their bidding. It never gets old. It never gets old. Just wait until we unlock the sealed cave in the world to the Espers to defeat the Empire in Final Fantasy VI, son. It never gets old. Son, we're going to 1v1 X-Step as Gala. He refuses to die, just like old man Taylor before him. Son, the power of determination. We're going to burn you up, son. My fiery grandpa rage, Oji-san rage, cannot be contained. Son, even the ultimate black magic meteor, or Meteo as they used to call it, ain't nothing compared to my OG Son Rage, son. He's like, the power of Weather's originals and telling stories about the good old days make me immortal. Son, but Galef isn't attacking you with hatred, you smug prick. There's other emotions than hatred. Like the love of your friends and your granddaughter. You smug prick, you hateful ass tree. That's all you'll ever be. Ex-Deathy's like, this is getting awfully personal. Just because I tried to destroy the world with the power of the void and the crystals, you ain't got to be so snippy and rude. Well, boys, there you go, son. Galef gave his life for his friends and his granddaughter, and he's gone now. It's the most dramatic main party member dying during a Final Fantasy game that probably will ever exist. I mean, I've only played 1 through 5, but I can't imagine a main party member's death in any subsequent Final Fantasy overshadowing Galef's death in 5. This will be a pop culture milestone. Even people that don't really know Final Fantasy will be like, well, I know that that Galef dies in 5. But there we go, boys. Such dramatic, like inspiring music after such a tragic moment. So yeah, Kryle's our new party member to replace Galef, and she inherits all of his job levels and his, level. So we get to see a whole new variant. So there's actually 5 variations for every job class. So I guess we'll go down Kryle's son. Her fighter, her like stance is so different than the other characters. She's shown it like more of a 3/4 view. I guess because she's more kawaii. Her monk, it's like a fancy schmuck with loose pants. Why not? That looks like a thief, a kawaii thief. I like her dragoon. She's got like her dragoon helmet is more of like a bow in her hair. Not as neat as a dragoon having a cute bow tied on the end of their rat tail, but you can't have it all, son. You can't have it all. Her ninja, she's got the little, I guess that's like a flower in her hair. I like to think it's a secret shuriken she could throw as like a last resort. I mean, that's just a little plucky samurai. She's got a helmet with a little crescent moon on it, so you know. Son, her berserker form is like cat pajamas. You have to love it. You have to love it. The ranger, she's got the little hat that's like the hat you get off of that spirit in the woods in Dark Souls 1. At least when worn by a female character. Her mystic form is very mystical looking. I don't know what else to say about it. And of course, you can't have a classic Final Fantasy unless you've got a white mage with cat ears. And now we do. Son, cat ear hood, white mage. And then of course, she gets extra plucky, almost VV levels of pluckiness. Also, I like how her eyes are blue instead of yellow. Her time mage, I like how the robe is too big so it covers her mouth. Summoner's a summoner. Gotta have the horn on the head. Her blue mage, she gets like the fanciest feathered beret. And of course, her red mage is extra lovable with her extra big hat on her extra big chibi head. Beastmaster, what more can you say? You thought they couldn't get any fluffier and more lamb-like. Chemist, once again, it looks like the robes are like oversized for her. Geomancer, she looks like Mr. Do on a different color palette. The Bard. I like her Bard because she has a cool headband, son. She wears it well. And then her Dancer is... there's nothing to say. It looks kind of like how a dancer would look. And then, of course, her Freelancer. So there you go, boys. We have to move on. It's sad to lose a party member like that, but we have to move on. Also, this convenient opening in the mountains is here, so we can fly the Windrake out, and we don't have to take the submarine. Alright, so the main objective now is to go to Xdef's castle and give him Watt 4. So I guess that's what we'll do. There's another thing we want to do in this world that I want to show y'all, but there's an item I want out of Xdef's castle before I do it. So let us fly there. Post haste. Let us away from this place. And get her done. Just look for the big bridge. That's how you know where you are. There she is. You'll know it because it's much larger than standard bridges. Even Jeff Porter bridges, has to admit. I forgot we have to walk up to the front door. Alright, everything Galef was equipped with should have gone... Yeah, there's the ribbon. I was going to say should have been unequipped. It'd have been really hateful if he'd have took all his gear with him. That's some Final Fantasy 2 shit to pull. Even Final Fantasy 6 does it. If you can believe it. Okay, when we go in here, what do we want? There are items I want to steal eventually, but not necessarily on right to start with. So I guess we can go back to what we were doing. So we could bust out the Dragoon party. Son, that's how we're going to initiate Kryle into the group, son. We're going to teach her about the Dragoon party and how there's no party like a Dragoon party because they tend to not cease. And that's why we bought all this cool diamond gear. Diamond gear. Here, you can have the Genji gloves. You earned them. Let's see, you're going to be our white mage jumper. That means when you use a TP skill, weapon skill, your wyvern will cast a healing breath. There was this thing in Final Fantasy 11, the Dragoon class, their 2-hour ability was to summon a wyvern that like just permanently stayed with you. And if it died, then you had to hope your 2-hour cooldown was up so that you could resummon it. But you, depending on your subclass, it did different types of breath attacks when you used a weapon skill. In Final Fantasy 11, you had TP, Don't Tell the Great Cornholio. It was kind of like a limit break gauge, and you could use, based on what weapon you had equipped and your weapon skill level, you could use certain abilities. You kind of remember Final Fantasy 11? You're like, I've heard you talk about it enough, Uncle Tenfey. All right, we're going to make you, we'll give you mix. You can mix up your jumps. That way, if they're blocking, you can hit them from behind. We're going to give you the Aegis shield in honor of your granddad. Old Granddad Aegis, we used to call it. That was the style at the time, as always. Ninja gear. Angel. Okay. And then the coolest. Dragoon in red. Dragoon in red. We're going to give you equip ribbon. And some power gear. That ought to work. Alright, we're going to keep this save because it's the last save where Galef is in the party. So, there you go. For nostalgic purposes. Son, looks like Galef's crowd came in here to try to take care of business. X-Def just waltzed through. We were completely powerless. That's because you didn't have the power of love. You didn't have the OG Son Rage. Son, sock X-Def for us, son. Don't worry. I'll kick him in both of his nuts just for you. I was about to ask, does an evil tree spirit have nuts? But, you know, tree, nuts. Son, that's a joke. Chip and Dale would get it. Gadget wouldn't at first, but then when Monterey Jack whispered it in her ear to explain it to her, she would blush and say, golly. Okay. I love this dramatic we're storming the castle music once again, son. I wish a bunch of monsters would try to stop us from looting the castle. Hey, look, a bunch of monsters that I wished would. Blind wolves. I guess they have innate blind status. What an interesting enemy. I just noticed Kral has the purple and green color scheme. She has the Thanks Doc Dragoon scheme. That's why we gave her mix, son. It'd have been so much faster to just kill them with an AoE, but it'd also have been so much less satisfying. And then there was one, the blindest wolf of all. Oh no, he actually landed an attack. Unfortunately, none of his boys were there to see it. None of his Okami boys. Okami Shonen. Son, you're like, my god, his Nihongo knees is off the chart. Another diamond shield. Boom. Well, I don't have to explain what was in that chest. Hey guys, you look awfully jumpable. I like that the red rabbit's name is Hellraiser. Should have been Hair Razor. It'd be a good name for a Bugs Bunny short from back in the day. Dead. Oh, they're a little bit hardier. Wow, he turned around. Arise. I figured he cast it on that wolf, but I guess he missed. That was real critical. It was real critical that you missed me with that shit. See, Ferris felt bad for him. And let him land that one attack. No effect. I like to think this enemy inspired Cat Dog. Can't remember, can you walk through here? You can. You can. Another one of these battles. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Somehow we won. And Ferris did all the work. Well, thanks for replacing. I like that the blind wolves had eye drops. I guess they couldn't open and use them because, you know, they have big furry paws. Well, maybe some of us could apply eye drops if we weren't trying to do it with big furry paws. I think between the four of us, we could take out these twin lizards in one round of attacks. Even if they turn around. Ace of Base, they've never heard of Ace of Base on Galef's world, so they don't know not to turn around. Boom. Well, seems to be a dead end. Ain't nowhere to go. Guess we'll just go home now. I guess X-Death wins. We'll just watch whose line is it anyway and go to bed. Even though we know that the points don't matter. Wow. You got within one shot range. That makes me think. If we were to give you barehanded, your strength would go up. And you could probably one-shot them. Wow, though, you think the air knife is better, huh? That's what you think. That's what you think. There we go. Alright, if we try to leave, that's when we realize that maybe this castle isn't all that it seems. Or at least Little Kral does. She's like the most proactive party member. I compared her to Future Trunks earlier. Like when X-Death had us all pinned down with the crystals a little bit ago, she just walked in there and like threw some kind of magic spell at him that knocked him into a pile, son. She ain't taking no guff. Oh yeah, there was one Dawn Warrior left. I forgot about Wolfman Jackson, I think is his name. They're like, please, Wolfman Jackson Senpai, you must rest. Oh, Kelger. That's a much better name. He's like, all of my friends died. Nobody ats me anymore. Nobody slides into my DMs. I love the ghost of Galef. It's like, I like to think he's creeping outside that second story window, son. That's turned into a creepypasta. Wendigoon's going to be here any second now to do a video about it. Another dramatic moment that I'm ruining for y'all. You're like, ah, the Tenfey experience. It's so good to see it. Apparently the power of wolves is going to be enough to expel whatever illusion coats X-Death's castle. And apparently it killed him. And he faded away. They're like, well, at least we ain't got to change these bed sheets now. It's an awfully optimistic tone, considering this place is turning to Silent Hell. An area even worse than Silent Hill. See my Pixel Remaster Final Fantasy 1 playthrough for one of my favorite bits about Dr. Kaufman going to Fuddruckers. So yeah, this place is what it actually was supposed to look like. I like how there's like breathing torsos in the walls. How pleasant. Also, our inspirational music is gone. Oh, and that healing water on the ground floor that we've been using doesn't work anymore. So it's like that pond in Mother 3 that's actually like a trash dump. Well, now that this place is more pleasant, question mark, we can finally continue on. Oh no, not a back attack. Whatever shall we do as humble dragoons? If only we knew the secrets of dragooning. If only Professor... I like how you reflected that virus fell off yourself. And Cry was just like, no. That's what the Aegis shield does, by the way. It has a % chance to just block magic. So that's one of the things that makes it so good. Yeah, you Cry are accomplishing a lot. Ooh, a magic dragon. You know, dragoons love jumping on magic dragons. You can't hit her, son. She's filled with too much pluck and gumption. And piss and vinegar. She inherited it from her grandpa. Boom. Everybody learned how to jump, son. Professor Crescent graduated all of us. I'm actually going to target my jumps. Professor Crescent never been so proud. Dead. Oh no, you were supposed to die. Don't look, Professor Crescent. It's so shameful. And once again, Ferris, in her resplendent red dragoon garb, did all the work. Now I'm back in Professor Crescent's good graces, son. There's a post-dragoon school graduation party that she invited only me to. And now you know why. I jumped at the invitation. Ice shield. Well, that's a nice shield. Who doesn't have a nice shield? I think everybody's got a nice shield. We'll upgrade that nice shield to an ice shield. And then we'll go visit a rice field. Somehow we won. You might think I have to walk all the way around here, but I happen to know... Oh, it's the wrong one. I happen to know there's a secret hole in the wall where you can see it all. Actually, I think there's one right here as well. Atom Golem. They're not so bad. It's the Jamie Golems you gotta watch out for. Let's see if we can kill them with a round of jumps. That was one of the questions on the Dragoon final exam. It was which of these enemies can be killed with the jumps? And these were along the list. It was a list of 20 different enemies. And the correct answer is all of them. It just takes enough time. Time is a Dragoon's tool. Dead. Yep. Oh, hey. Oh no, don't confuse her. She'll forget to always be jumping. She'll forget to always be jumping. I like how you jump attacked on them and one of them said stop. Oh yeah, she has white magic, so she casts shell. Man, for somebody you've confused to be on your team, you crowd doing the best job of harassing Lena. Sloga. All you've done is dragged out your miserable existence another few seconds. Yep, I think I already know you're confused. There's just something great about that. You had to cast Libra on herself to know that she was confused. And now she's a statue. Damn, you crowd just don't like Lena. This crowd fucking fights too much. Alright, that's actually the enemy I want to steal from. So, this would be a good chance to mix the party up. Now that we've gotten our Dragoon legs, gotten Cryo her Dragoon legs, we can switch things back up. I'm thinking Ninja Blue Mage for a change. We'll give you the Flame Ring. That'd be a neat equip. All right, one of you needs to be a thief. I guess it doesn't really matter. We can make you our thief white mage. You can go back to being a lovable red mage, black mage. There we go. Once again, a respectable party. Oh, we can actually see the secrets in the walls now. There we go. So they have a rare steel that I want. So of course we're not going to get it. Spoilers, it's not the poison rod. I can tell you straight away it's not the poison rod. Oh wow, you deflect things, huh? Can you deflect this? Didn't think so. Oh, I attacked the wrong one. Just realized that's okay, because it didn't matter. So we can go ahead and get rid of you. Alright, we're going to have to do our usual rare steel shenanigans, so need to keep at least one of you crowd alive. Knock some sense into Bart's. Wow, fire one. Almost did double-digit damage. Now that I think about it, we can't attack you directly with magic because you have reflect. So we're going to have to cut you down. You shouldn't have much HP left after that scroll we threw earlier. Yeah, there we go. And you are a good candidate to become as frogs. If it would hit. I wonder if he's immune to it. We could try just casting an old-fashioned toad spell. I wonder if we can put him to sleep. There we go. All right, time for some fun stealing shenanigans. So I'll see y'all when I don't have to stay here and do this over and over. There we go. As always, first time, every time. I totally didn't have to stay here for 15 minutes. Doing that over and over. Over and over. Enjoy your needles. Inhale. Son, pinhead. Looking over at his second monitor. Okay, the judgment staff. It's a nifty thing to have. Let's grab this box. And then we're actually going to warp some worries away, if you can believe it. I feel like I can, because it happens quite frequently. In this playthrough, Uncle Tenfey. And we're back outside. Alright, what makes the judgment staff so important? I can hear you angrily thinking to yourself. Well, it's an important step to playing the guild game. Are you going to explain what the Gil game is, Uncle Tenfey? Yes. You'd calm down, impatient viewer coon. You might have noticed there's a cave that links the outside of this mountain range to the inside there by the big bridge that we've never actually gone inside because we hadn't had a reason to. Well, now we have a reason to. Let's get over here and start girding some loins. First, we got to set our party up. Let's see. What's the best combination of jobs for this? We need somebody who could equip the judgment staff, so probably like a white mage. Probably like a white mage. Now let's make you our white mage as a joke. White mage, blue mage. Then he could use white wind instead of Kiraga. Is that the best option? We might want to make him a black mage now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm muttering it under my breath. Make you a black mage with bonus HP. That ought to work. We're going to make you a black mage. Also with bonus HP. Although equip ribbon might work better for you since you have that. That's her ace in the hole. We're going to want time magic. We can make you a time mage with black magic. That way you can equip the judgment staff. That'll work. That'll be a neat trick. Boom. And you can be our summoner black mage. We need everyone to be able to cast ice magic. Then again, if you have the judgment staff, your ice magic won't be as powerful. Can you equip the judgment staff on a summoner? No one's ever asked these hard games. No, you can't. Tell you what, we're just going to make you a white mage summoner, son. Yuna would be so proud. Also, I guess Garnet and Aiko also meet that requirement. So we can make you a black mage with time magic. Okay, good. Give everybody some frosty rods. Let's go to the store for some nice frosty rods. I'm gonna give you a Gaia gear. Give you an elf cape. Judgment staff. So the judgment staff is good. Not only does it boost your magic on characters that can equip staves or staves, or however you say it, but it also uses the magic dispel, which we haven't learned yet. We ain't quite got to that point in the game just yet. And that's very useful for playing the Gil game. Oh wait, wrong menu. Frost rods all around. We'll give you the angel ring since we only have 3 elf capes to go around. Okay, the ribbon, the luminous. Well, since you've got the ribbon, it'd probably be better to put the luminous robe on one of this crowd. And you're mainly... Yeah, here we go. We want you to be able to do the most damage possible. All right, sleep in a cottage. So the Gil game is real interesting. There's a path inside this cave that's completely optional. Float. Hold on, I'm getting the setup ready and then I can talk, then I can run my mouth. And the interesting thing about it is every step you take and every move you make, you'll be getting Gil. First, we got to get past some regular ass enemies that nobody cares about. Oh, wow, a bunch of regular ass enemies no one cares about. That's a neat trick. What if I were to summon the Titan? Oh, they love that. I forgot. I forgot that they're Earth enemies. There we go. All right, right through this door. So every step down this path, it starts, you get 10 Gil. On the next step, it doubles and you find 20 Gil. And this will continue until the end of the path, but every time we take a step, there's a chance we'll be attacked by the Gil turtle. You're like, that doesn't sound so bad. Just you wait, mister. Just you wait. Here we go. So you'll notice it's playing the boss music. This enemy right here is a certified motherfucker. And he don't mess around. So he's one of the toughest enemies in the game. He does tons of physical damage. He has innate protecting shell, which is why we want the judgment staff to get that off of him. And he's weak to ice. And every time you damage him, he counters attacks with 2 physical attacks that have, I think they can inflict confuse. So he's just an all-around motherfucker of a turtle. And you could come here earlier, but without the judgment staff, it's much harder because, oh, I forgot you were supposed to use the judgment staff. Hold on, we'll get you another turn. We'll get you another turn. I want to do that before I start throwing out frost damage. So the judgment staff will remove his shell, not his turtle shell, mind you, but his shell effect. And so that way our Blizzagas can do max damage because he has like 30,000 HP or some ridiculous amount. So basically the name of the game is how greedy do you get going down this path trying to get more and more gil without this turtle killing you. Now the golem summon definitely helps. The problem with the golem summon is to put it back up, it has to be completely used up. And you don't know if it's been used up yet until you take physical damage like that. So in this case, luckily Lena can immediately summon the golem again. And luckily with our elf capes, we can just straight up dodge some of his attacks. So yeah, we'd only be doing around 4,000 and something damage with each of these Blizzaga casts if we couldn't dispel his shell. And then he casts an earthquake, that's why we're floating when he dies. And he actually drops 5,000 gil, so that's, you can add that to the total, son. So yeah, it's a time. He loves to poison you with his attacks as well. He blinds you, but we're not meleeing. I don't even know if you can melee. I mean, you can, but it'd do such little damage. You've basically got to count on ice damage to be the nice damage. All right, how's everyone's MP? We don't need to suck down any ethers, do we? Boom. 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 Ah, we were getting so greedy. Yeah, you're real tough. Slapping that cute little innocent black mage before she could get her buffs. You think you're somebody, don't you, Gil Turtle? You think you're people. You think you're people. It's the most insulting thing about him. Time for Icy Hell. Icy London, Icy Hell. I see loads of magic spells. The nice thing about when he completely whiffs due to the elf cape is that it doesn't use up any of the golem's protection. The amount the golem absorbs is based on like the caster's max HP times a certain formula. You got to know the golem's secret formula, son. Plankton would love to have it. I guess you could have a ensorcerer or enchanter or whatever they call it in this translation with Blizzaga sword attacking, but once again, why not just cast black magic? Why enchant the sword with ice magic when you can cast it for free? And it says disclaimer, it's not free, costs mana. Boom! Now one of y'all can do some maths and figure out how much total gil we get just from the path, not including the 5k we get for each turtle we slaughter. So if we exit out of this place by warping some worries away, every time we go in there, that'll reset and you can go in there and get even more money. So I guess we could do it at least once more. We'll sleep in a cottage, which unfortunately removes float status, but it's very cheap to cast. But yeah, you can stay here and do this as many times as you want to get you some in-game money. If you plan on using a lot of gil toss, this is a good way to make a lot of gil. A lot of eel gil. I'll do it at least one more time. I don't want to sit here and bore you kids all day. I might run out of things to run my mouth about if we got to sit here and fight turtles all day. You could probably just be killed with a Blizzara, I'd like to think. Maybe 2 Blizzaras. Gotta be nano efficient. Dead. Black level 1. Neat. It'll pad out his resume. Of course, we have to get one more damn fight with you, crowd. Just gonna have him use up 25. All right, another round of Gil games, son. 10, 20, 40, 80, 160. Ah, the Gil turtle heard me. Getting greedy. Khajiit could never make it through the Gil cave because their paws are so greedy. And he can hear a pair of greedy paws creeping up. See, you can come in here as soon as you get access to Galef's castle and everything, but you better be prepared. Scar from the Lion King can't even sing a song to get you ready for this place, especially without that judgment staff. Now, Dispel is level 6 white magic, so we'll eventually learn it so that we can just cast it. Oh no, I accidentally cast Blizzard. What a waste. You know what? Fuck that. This place is so rough that I'm not going to risk it. Alright, hopefully we can get Gollum back up. No, of course not. Of course not. You had to hit Cry when she's at low HP. You know the enemies love that shit. Sakaguchi himself makes sure it happens. Alright, here's how we're going to play this one out. I'm going to wait for him to go, use a Phoenix down, and then she can throw out a big fat Curaga. Although Cry won't have float. Also, her sunglasses don't line up with her eyes at all. That's funny. Hopefully she doesn't get killed by an earthquake. Yeah, that's about right. Sakaguchi's ghost always wins. I mean, we still get the money, it's just she misses out on some ability points. Of course, it's going towards Black Mage, so it's not as big a deal. Although, I'm still mad. Don't let that fool you into thinking I'm not mad, because I'm quite angry. I guess we could use white magic. Poisona. When are we going to cast Poisona? Boom, boom. Alright, you can put float on yourself. Everyone's MP is looking respectable enough to go into the next fight, especially Bart's with that 169. He's a gentleman, son. He knows when you take a lady out on a date, son, it's rude to ask for more than 169. Unless you have as much rep in Clara as I do. Oh yeah. Oh no, I was so greedy. So greedy. do love that his double counterattack is just called Turtle. I like to think he's just yelling Turtle, like a Pokemon. Also like to think he's not a turtle that's related to the Gil game, so he's called Gil Turtle. I like to think that's just his name. He's like, I'm Gil Turtle. My friends call me asshole. I can see why. All right, let's see. Is the golem? Okay, I was about to say the golem right now. Yep, you ain't earthquaking nobody. You can earthquake your ass down to McDonald's where you're eating dinner. God, nowadays you'd have to play the Gil game to afford McDonald's, son. Go down there and put a down payment on a double quarter pounder. Don't even think about the cheese. Ooh. Ooh. No. I thought we could do it. Oh no, we got back attack. Now we're just going to waste everybody's time. Fun. Sakaguchi loves it. Sakaguchi loves it. You know, fuck you. This is an entertainment-based playthrough. So I'm just going to rewind the emulator, and now the RNG should be different. It's not different. It's never been different. The RNG was a lie. The RNG was... How do I change the RNG? There we go. Oh, you know Sakaguchi's mad watching this. He's like, what the hell's an emulator? Is that a game, Janie? Is this Bakugajin playing my masterpiece of a classic JRPG, or as we refer to them in Nihon, RPGs, with a game, Janie? Get a Mono and Uematsu in here, son. We're gonna have to have a meeting. The Bakugajin that had it too good for too long. Perfect timing. Because now I know that the golem can be summoned. I guess they did it that way so you wouldn't just use it every time your summoner's turn came up and just have perpetual physical immunity. But still, I think it's hateful. I think Sakaguchi's just being hateful. The game's already flat busted enough as it is, though. Hard to complain in a game as busted as FF5. Surely we can take one more step without getting Gil turtled, right? Right. Boom. We did it. Alright, yeah, nearly 500,000 Gil ought to be enough to tide us over to the end of the game. There's some expensive stuff to buy towards the end, but, I mean, there's plenty of ways to make money. To make money, honey. I could sleep in a cottage, but we're going to go visit Werewolf Town first and eat a hearty meal. The last remaining Hardee's is in Werewolf Town, so they ran Carl's Jr. out. I need some of that juicy werewolf meat. Damn you. Yeah! Excuse me, do I get dessert? Of course. Werewolf pudding. Okay, cool. Let's stock up on ninja scrolls while we're here. If I could remember where the weapon store is. If you would get out of my way, Baka Werewolf Coon. Okay, what do we want? Enough of these. to be able to throw them in peace. And due to OCD reasons, we need to buy them in neat increments. Boom, boom. I'd say 75 of each. To tide us over for just a little bit. That'll leave us a little bit of money for shurikens. You ask me if I could blow 30 G's on some throwing knives? I tell you, sure I can. Sure I can. Let's get 10 more. Okay. All right. I think we're reaching that time where the episode needs to conclude. So tell you what, next episode, storming XS Castle, kicking him right in the nuts. And I mean, he's the final boss of the game. So once we go in there and beat him, surely the game will end. Surely next episode will be the finale, right? Right? I think all of y'all have the good sense to be rolling your eyes, son. And rolling your R's if you're watching this in Espanol. Is Tenfey ever been simulcast in Espanol? They're like, sí. But we call him Los Tenfeys. I appreciate that I'm in plural in Latin America, son. You love to see it?